How you guys doing today? Today I want to talk about 4 errors to fix on your credit report when repairing your credit. So stay tuned. My name is Jay, and welcome to Ask a Debt Collector, a subsidiary of Clear and Strategic. Now, I've been in the debt collection industry for over 15 years. I've done it all, from management to owning 2 debt collection agencies. For the past 10 years, I've been the go-to guy for friends and family for questions regarding debt and credit, and now I want to be that person for you. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. For those of you who are new to this channel, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's go. When repairing your credit, if you're deciding to do it on your own, there are 4 errors on credit reports that I always tell every single person to look out for. Because with these errors on your credit report, if you actually report these errors on your credit report, this can in fact have these accounts deleted off of your credit report. So it's very important you understand what is on your credit report, what should be on your credit report, and all of that information that entails with regards to that. But one of the things that you want to look for is identity errors. When I say identity errors, this is what I mean. Make sure your name is spelled correctly. A lot of times accounts can be attached to you and it has the same first and last name as yours, but then you realize there's some type of address in some other state that you've never lived in, and they could be tying that account to yours. I've seen numerous clients where it's like, hey, I never had this account, I don't remember this account, and then come to find out that it was added on your credit profile due to the fact that you have the same name as another person. Another thing is with the social security number. Sometimes it may be 1 digit off or so forth with regards to your social security number, and then that identity you could bring on some accounts that just make no sense on your credit report. But understand, if you're not pulling a copy of your credit report, you're not looking at your credit report, these are things that could be affecting your credit without you even knowing. That's why it's important that you have some type of credit monitoring of some sort. If you are looking for one, for about $25 a month, it's a pretty good credit monitoring. Down in the link below, hit the link below, and you can sign up for that. The second thing that I would look for is incorrect reporting of an account status. Now, obviously, with regards to account statuses across the board, you have different account statuses. An account may be charged off, account may be in a good standings, and it's reporting as a bad standings. But it's important to understand those statuses that are being reported on your credit report, because a lot of times there might be an account that that should be in a specific status that's reporting in a wrong status, and it should be in this specific status. And by calling the credit bureaus out on that, that can in fact get something disputed off your credit report as well. Understand something, that the credit bureaus are only supposed to report accurate information on your credit profile. Unfortunately, because they're dealing with everyone with a credit profile, there are times where inaccuracies may in fact happen, and as a result of that, you can get that information deleted off of your credit report. The third thing that I tell you to look for is data management errors. And when I say data management errors, what I mean in that aspect is this. Let's say, suppose you never had an account through Capital One. That could be a data management error. Let's say you knew you had a Capital One, but you look at the original account number and the numbers are off. That can be a data report error. I know that happens a lot. I remember when I owned my debt collection agency, the original account number is what we would have to report on the credit profile, and sometimes when you're getting that information, the data's purchased and sold pennies on the dollar, the information sometimes is input by a human being, and they can make a mistake and they could put a completely wrong account number. And that's probably one of the biggest mistakes that you'll see on your credit profile with regards to accounts. A lot of times us as consumers, we don't catch it because that credit card that we allow to go to collections, A lot of times that card itself, that 16-digit number is the original account number, but we don't have access to it, right? Because we cut the card up, or we couldn't use the card anymore, so we've lost the card. But that original account number is something in case with that happens with regards to a data management error, is you can always contact your original creditor, who it is that you owed. And then when you get them on the phone, just ask them for the original account number. Make sure that that matches with the account number that's reported on your credit report. If in fact it doesn't, that can be something that can be removed from your credit profile. And then the fourth thing that I always state for you to look for, and this sort of kind of fluctuates with regards to accounts and so forth, and you have to understand what it is, but balance errors, right? If you knew you only had a credit card for $500, and now all of a sudden you look at your credit profile and it's saying you owe $3,000, and it's for the credit card that you know you only had a balance of $500, you have to be able to identify that, right? I know that in general, when an account is with the original creditor, let's say you did have a $500 Capital One credit card, and you had typically after 6 months is when it's charged off and sent to collections. And during that time span, they'll add fees. So if you had a $500 balance and at the end of it, all of a sudden they're saying you owe $900 to $1,000 because of late fees and interest that was added to the account over that 6-month time span where you didn't pay anything, you didn't do anything, then yes, there can be fees that will be added to your account, but you shouldn't have a $1,000 account and then now they're saying you owe $3,000. A lot of times, there are a lot of laws and so forth that have changed. I remember towards the end of my collection era, there was a law where we couldn't add interest on the accounts, but when I first started out in collections, they would add interest on an account. So that's the issue with regards to everything that is transpiring and happening with regards to that. It's very, very important and vital that you look at these 4 things on your credit profile, because it could be easy disputes that can remove stuff off of your credit in general. But like I always state, majority of people who are in debt or who do owe a lot of accounts have no idea. They just sort of kind of look at it like, well, hey, I owe it, and because they don't have credit monitoring and they're not on top of their accounts and everything that transpires with regards to that, then you lose your opportunity to dispute these accounts, or you end up paying on an account that they're in fact furnishing the information and it's incorrect and you don't even have to actually do so. So keep an eye out on that. Again, down below there is a credit monitoring service that I recommend. It's My Free Credit Score Now. Click the link, align, and sign up for that. Look at your credit profile over all 3 of the credit bureaus. That's one of the key things. You have Equifax, you have TransUnion, and you have Experian. And whatever's being reported on your credit profile, make sure it's incongruent across the board on all of your credit profiles. One of your accounts shouldn't say Capital One, you owe $1,000. The other one shouldn't say $1,500. The other one shouldn't say $500. All those balances should be congruent with each other, meaning the same. But the reality is sometimes that information can, because it's being furnished or however it's being brought, can be shown in different balances, different account numbers, and so forth. And as you know, on some credit profiles, you'll see something on Experian that's not on TransUnion. Now, that's not a mistake. It just depends on the creditor who's actually reporting on their credit bureaus. Sometimes collection agencies will only report to one credit bureau. Sometimes they'll report to only 2. Sometimes they'll report to all 3. But it's very important that you look at that information, you understand what's on your credit profile and so forth to set that up. Down below also is a 20-minute free consultation for credit repair. A lot of you guys are trying to do it on your own. You may find out it's a little difficult without having the knowledge with regards to all the stuff, watching a bunch of videos and so forth. Look into hiring a professional. And then the key thing is as you hire a professional, as a consumer, you have every right to ask whatever question, why someone's disputing something on an account, how they're disputing the account, and so forth, so that way you can gain the knowledge in that aspect too. But a lot of times what ends up happening is you as a consumer, you don't understand anything with regards to the laws as far as credit, so hiring a professional will help you out with regards to that. And then not only is cleaning up your credit the most important part, after cleaning up your credit is building your credit, right? That's the only way that can catapult you and take you from where you're at to a whole nother level. And that's one of the things we do at Clear and Strategic. Now, if you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. And as I always state, you be